Welcome to the 2020 Empty Bowls Community Service Project. Approximately 400 Carmel High students will be participating in this project, including all freshmen, art students, juniors, and U.S. history and philosophy students. All students participating will earn community service hours for crafting a bowl and additional hours for helping at the Empty Bowls Soup and Bread Supper.
Empty Bowls is an international grassroots effort to fight hunger. Artists, in this case Carmel High students, create handcrafted bowls. The bowls are displayed at a soup and bread supper attended by families and community members.
For a nominal $20 donation, guests enjoy a simple soup dinner, and each guest selects a bowl to take home as a reminder of all the empty bowls in the world. All the money raised will be donated to the food bank for Monterey County.
Many universities and high schools with ceramic art programs hold empty bowls events to raise money for their local food banks. The following video was made by Freeport High School in Freeport, Illinois.
Why is our Empty Bowls project important?
Almost 50 million Americans live in food insecure households.
34% of households in Monterey County can't afford enough food.
13 million kids in the U.S. are facing hunger. For these children, getting the nutrition they need to learn and grow is a day in, day out challenge.
The Food Bank for Monterey County helps feed 1 in 5 families and 1 in 4 children living in our county.
A Monterey County elementary school student was asked what they had eaten for dinner.
The answer was nothing. It wasn't my turn to eat dinner.
There are children in Monterey County who do not get dinner every night.
There's not enough food for the whole family, so the children take turns on who gets dinner.
Can you imagine not getting to eat dinner because there's not enough food for everyone in the family to eat?
I daydream about my future a lot. I swear on my life, my kids will have a better childhood than I do.
The kids that come to the library are wonderful. They are often facing really difficult situations. I'm the teen librarian.
I get approximately 5 hours a day at the library. It's great. There's positive people, there's books, there's also computers we can play games on. My name is Emily. I live in a family with my dad, my sister, and my brother. My dad's a hard worker, but sometimes it's just not enough. We don't have a lot of food. My dad might buy food here and there, but it runs out really fast.
A lot of kids out here, their parents work multiple jobs, so they're really pretty much on their own from the time school gets out until late at night. We realized that we had to do more. So from there, we were able to add in the snack time. Snack Time is a program that everyone ages 0 to 18 is able to come into every day at the library.
The snack time is amazing. It's really healthy and it's really yummy to eat. I usually get my food from school and the library.
It really helps with their behavior and it really helps them do their homework.
I think eating food makes me feel a lot better so I can focus more. If I didn't have any of that, then my family would probably starve.
For a lot of our kids, it's a really important part of their day, and it is for us too. When they look at you and you know that you're helping them, it's impossible not to love them.
The reason why I get out of bed every morning is because I have friends and family that keep me positive, and because of this library.
The problem of hunger and food insecurity exists here in our own backyard.
Monterey County is known as the salad bowl of the world, yet the large farmer worker community that grows the crops often can't afford the very food that they are harvesting.
34% of Monterey County residents can't afford enough food.
If you're down to your last few dollars and payday is still several days away, you become hyper aware of how every single dollar is spent. Choices must be made: rent or food, medicine or food.
It is a stressful and exhausting way to live.
I'm a single working mom. I work 40 hours a week, sometimes more. I'm raising 2 girls, Ashley, who's 8, and Elizabeth, who's 5, which is a big burden with daycare expenses and that with working all the time.
I'm hungry when it's bedtime, but I never ask because I always know we need food for the next day. Yeah, I'm hungry a lot of times.
This year's been the most difficult year for us. I took the car in to find out that's $500. Okay, how do I pay for that? And put food on the table. At the end of the month, what's left for food is between $50 to $100. I mean, it gets really tough. You know, being a parent now myself, knowing the expectations and the dreams you have for your kids, knowing that you don't want them where you're at. Food insecurity is not knowing how long what you have in the cupboard is going to last, if you're going to have enough in the next paycheck to get the next 2 weeks worth until the next paycheck comes. There has been times where here's a bag of popcorn that you guys two can split. Oh, we're still hungry. We ate dinner. We had popcorn for dinner, kids.
When it comes to food, I take care of Beth. I'm more like a mother. At school, sometimes in the hall, she's like dragging herself because she's hungry.
All right, girls, dinner's ready.
One thing I love is salad, but we never have enough money for it.
I do worry about whether or not they are eating healthy enough. They probably should get more fruits and vegetables. Busy day today. Get your coat. I think people don't realize how many people do struggle, because it doesn't look like the typical place you would expect people to be struggling in. It took me a year to go to Missions for All Nations food pantry. I was already charging groceries to the credit card. In order to get out of this vicious cycle, there has to be something. Let's see if we can get to a better place.
Okay, here's a form for you. If you could just fill out the front side.
Just have to swallow your pride to walk through those doors to admit in some ways you have failed.
Jennifer?
I can't believe I'm here, that I'm in this situation.
It feels sad because we don't get the food we want, but happy because we at least get some food.
I work, I'm making decent money, but if it's not one thing, it's another. This could happen to anybody at any time because you never know. You have one thing on top of another, till it just seems to spiral out of control and then you're in need. Free time's a lot of volunteering here and there for help and assistance, because then I don't feel like I'm abusing it. Helping out not only helps the other people, but it also does help us with being able to take home those food packages when we need them. Do volunteer other places too to help make ends meet.
You can see all these different people who are in need. I feel sad for them, but I also feel happy that they can at least get some food, some comfort. As long as we have enough, I'm happy. That's all you really need.
We have chosen the Food Bank for Monterey County as the beneficiary of our project because they are an organization making a huge impact working to alleviate the hunger issues in our community. They provide food to 1 in 5 Monterey County residents, and they feed 25% of the children in the county.
At 11, with the holidays around the corner, the Food Bank of Monterey County is making a push for donations to their food and funds drive to help those in need. Action News reporter Bianca Beltran spoke with the organization's director about how we all can help.
That's right, and Thanksgiving is already next week, and donation bins have been rolled out at public places like police departments, fire stations, and grocery stores. And unfortunately, many of the bins we checked out tonight were empty. The food bank is relying on the generosity of the community to help feed the hungry. As families make plans for the holidays, the Food Bank for Monterey County is gearing up for its busiest time of the year.
We are going to be distributing over 4,000 turkeys. So that will be going to all of the community meals at both the fairgrounds and also to individuals, because we do not want anyone to go hungry in this community.
The next 6 weeks are crucial for the organization. The food bank raises 65% of its operation costs between now and the end of the year, funds that keep its pantry stocked long after the holidays.
We're doing a lot of programs that specifically target those in greatest need in our community, both the children and seniors, and there is great need. 25% of the kids in this county are fed from our facility here. So we definitely need the community to gather around us.
Winter is when hunger meets unemployment in the Salinas Valley, as seasonal work comes to an end.
We do see our numbers during the winter months go up by 3 times what we usually see. So if you would go to one of our sites, you would see very long lines, which is why it's increasingly important that we do well at this particular time with these fundraisers.
And the food bank partners with 140 agencies to collect and distribute food. This weekend, food bank volunteers will be at Safeway grocery stores throughout the county to collect donations for their campaign to feed the hungry.
All right, thank you, Bianca. You can donate non-perishable food, and you can put them into bins that have been distributed throughout the county, or you can contact the food bank directly to make monetary donations.
This project is a fundraiser for the Food Bank for Monterey County.
For every dollar raised, the food bank distributes $5 worth of food.
Ceramic bowls will be made and glazed in class.
The bowls will be chosen by families and community members that will attend the Empty Bowls Soup and Bread Supper on Thursday, April 23rd.
Dinner participants donate $20 to benefit the food bank.
Today, somebody in Round Rock will go without a meal. It may be someone you work with, a student in your class. Ending hunger in our community takes creativity and commitment. Round Rock ISD is helping to end this problem, one empty bowl at a time.
Empty Bowls is a concept that was started by an art teacher in Michigan in the 90s, and they were trying to have food drives and things to support their local serving center. And they weren't having a lot of success. People weren't really connected, and so we came up with the creative idea to have the ceramic students make bowls, serve a simple meal, kind of like you would get in a soup kitchen, and educate the community. And then you can keep one of the bowls as a reminder of all the empty bowls in the world. The Round Rock Empty Bowls Festival is unique in that it is majority of students, art as the artist. We do have professional artists. So we had 40 schools this year, close to 4,000 students and Round Rock staff involved in creating bowls.
The Empty Bowls Festival is a way for students to directly connect to our city's hunger problem, as well as a way to introduce them to the act of serving their community.
For a lot of students, this is their first opportunity to serve their community, and it's a great way because a lot of our students are interested in art and love creating clay bowls, and so it's their way of being able to create something and also serve the community at the same time.
Some are simple and decorative, others leap with color and creative personality. No matter the end result, each one is sculpted with care and purpose. The Empty Bowls Festival is part art show, part fundraiser. The bowl purchases and silent auction directly impact people in our community, with the monies raised helping to stock the food shelves of the Round Rock Area Serving Center.
We have 1,200 households coming through our center every month at the Round Rock Area Serving Center. And we talk to people every day who never know that they're going to need to ask for help or seek help. So the Serving Center reaches out to a lot of people and is able to assist a lot of people.
Earlier in the day, a small group of runners worked up an appetite by joining the running of the bowls, running just under a mile around the Cedar Ridge track. Bowls weren't the only way students contributed. Ensembles and choirs from around Round Rock ISD entertained attendees, while soup and bread donated by Chili's was served by Cedar Ridge culinary arts students. The Empty Bowls Festival is a creative way for Round Rock ISD students to care for the people in their community. It's a reminder that we're not powerless to stop hunger, and a small donation goes a long way towards feeding an individual or family that's in need. A yearly festival can't solve hunger problems, but it can do its part to make sure that no bowl is empty for too long.
You now know why we were doing the project?
But where, when, and how will we be making these bowls? Bowls will be made with your social studies or health class in the art room. Bowl making begins on Friday, February 28th.
On your assigned day, please come immediately to the art room so that you will have enough time to complete your bowl. There will be a short demo, and then you can create your own bowl.
When we make something with our own hands and we take the time to do it right, magic happens. It doesn't matter what the thing itself is.
Things to keep in mind.
The bowls will all be on display at Carmel High's open house and the Empty Bowls dinner, so take care with this project.
This is a fundraiser for an extremely worthy cause, so do your best work.
You will have the opportunity to keep the bowl you make, but as this is a charity fundraiser, you will need to buy a soup supper ticket in order to reserve your bowl.
We are using another teacher's classroom, so do not touch or take anything in the room.
This is a fun project, so take your time and enjoy the process.
There are several different ways to create a bowl from a lump of clay. For the most part, we will be using molds to create the shape of the bowls. The process starts with a pre-cut lump of clay, which is flattened and rolled out following the technique shown in the demo. After a smooth, even 3/8-inch slab is achieved, the clay is trimmed to make a 9 to 10-inch circle. The chosen mold is placed on a wood block to hold it up off the table. The mold comes in various shapes and sizes. The smooth slab of clay is carefully lifted from the rolling mat and draped over the mold. Very carefully, the clay is worked from the top and down sides of the mold to form the bowl shape. Excess clay is trimmed from the bottom. The mold and clay are inverted so the edge can be smoothed and pulled away from the mold. Textures, patterns, and designs can be added to the outside of the bowl. Handles, feet, applique, and other cute and interesting shapes can be added. The things we craft are imbued with little pieces of us, and the relationship is reciprocal. We are changed in some way, large or small, by all that we craft. Once firm enough to hold its shape, the bowl is removed from the mold and left on a rack to dry and harden. There are several other techniques that can be used to make a bowl. Shapes cut from a template can be folded up and the seams sealed to make a bowl. If you already know how and have experience using a pottery wheel, that can also be an option. If you choose to use a technique not using a mold, you must talk with the instructor at the beginning of the bowl making class period. If time allows, use your clay scraps to make a spoon to go with your bowl. The spoons will celebrate the Food Bank's A Spoonful of Love program. After the bowls are bone dry, they will be fired in the kiln at 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. The fragile gray clay will transform to a white crystalline hard ceramic. This is called bisque firing. About 2 weeks after making the bowls, classes will return to the art room to glaze their bisque-fired bowls. Glaze is applied by dipping in buckets and also by painting. The glaze dries to a chalky pastel finish. Glazing is one of the areas that you can be creative with your bowl design. However, keep in mind, simple designs come out the best. The bowls are fired in the kiln again, and the glaze particles, mainly silica, melt to form a glossy glass-like finish. Classes will preview their finished bowls, and bowls can be reserved prior to the soup and bread supper.
On Thursday, April 25th, we will hold the 5th annual Empty Bowls Soup and Bread Supper in conjunction with the Carmel High Open House and Art Show. Parents and community members will donate $20 to enjoy a supper of a variety of soups donated by local restaurants, bread rolls, and dessert. Each attendee will choose one of our handmade bowls to take home as a reminder of all the empty bowls in the world.
Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks.
I'm Diana Vida. I am the Community Service Coordinator and the ASB Accounts Person at Carmel High School.
Hi, I am Melissa Kendrick, and I'm the Executive Director of the Food Bank for Monterey County. Empty Bowls is it's a historic program that they do throughout the country. And what it does, initially, it was to represent to individuals when they sat down the symbolism of an empty bowl. So how many people, for example, in this county have an empty bowl every night? And in this county, it's significant. At the Food Bank, we're feeding 20% of the county. And when it comes to children, we're feeding 1 in 4 children in the county. So we have one of the highest rates of hunger in California. 2 weeks ago, we were actually dubbed as the childhood poverty capital of California. That's Monterey County.
I help out with Empty Bowls because I love pleasing the community.
Because it's good to help the community.
Because it's an amazing charity. Because I like helping the community and helping our school.
because I really have a strong belief in community service and giving back to our communities.
I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our
Actually, right now we are in the midst of a fundraising campaign. The other statistic that we have in this county is that 70% of the children in this county qualify for free lunch. So what that tells us is that during the school year, children are getting significant amounts of their nourishment through these school lunch programs and breakfast and snacks.
Our communities, and I just think it's a great way for our students to learn about food insecurity and hunger issue in our communities.
So what we're doing right now is we're raising funds for the Kids Now program, which is nutrition on the weekend, which actually provides food to children, these same children, on the weekend. At the schools that we currently serve, 90% of the children are living in poverty and 33% of them are homeless. So right now we're serving over 2,000 children through this program.
The first word that comes to my head when I think of empty bowls is, first of all, hunger, and then helping people. Compassionate. I would say absolutely magnificent.
Giving back.
Soup and helping people. Soup.
Soup.
I think it's great that the Singer-Songwriters Guild likes to participate in these community events that are for a good cause, and I'd love to participate when I can.
We'll see what is wrong with the simple thing. Believe life was only
what I'm about to say.
As the art teacher, I think it's my responsibility to be a part of this great event for our kids, for our freshmen and juniors to give back to the community. Because I also teach ceramics as well as I run the kiln, which is now in my room, which was a big proponent of getting the kiln back into the art room, was also doing empty bowls. And when we do empty bowls, we also do art projects related to, using ceramics to also sell during the event of empty bowls. So yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's a big part of what makes Carmel fun and unique. So why not be a part of it? So please come out. We have over 537 works of art in our foyer of our Performing Arts Theater. Some of it's for sale, some of it's not for sale, but come check it out, see what our students are doing. This goes along with what we did tonight here at Empty Bowls. It's a wonderful event. We had a great turnout, and thanks again for helping out. It's been a great year, and we're almost done. So thank you.
Staring at the bottom of your glass, hoping one day you'll make a dream last. But dreams come slow and they go so fast. You see it when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why everything you touch surely dies. But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low.
We aim to raise a significant amount of money for the food bank for Monterey County, and we hope you can have fun with this project. Each student who makes a bowl will earn 4 hours of community service, and each student that helps at the final event will earn additional service hours. Have fun, Padres.
It's time to get our campaign on, people. We're campaigning for kids. I need you to help me end child hunger in the United States. Let me explain. 1 and 5. 5. This is a boy band. It's the best boy band in the world, the Kid President 5. Watch out, ladies. I forgot to tell you, one of the 5 boy band members, he can't sing. Kid President, why are you telling us this? Here's the thing. A group of smart, researchy people got together. They found that more than 15 million kids don't even know where their next meal is coming from. That's a big number and a whole lot of zeros. So I set out to understand it, and here's what I figured out. There are about 75 million kids in the United States. Oh yeah, kid party. but more than 50 million of them don't even know where their next meal is coming from. That's 1 in 5 kids. I don't know about you, but I'm not okay with that. It's happening here, where I live, where you live, in America. Yeah, America. It's time to do something. Let's end child hunger in the United States. Here's how. I need you to share this video. Be sure to use the hashtag #ChildHungerEndsHere. Share it with your friends, share it with your friends' friends, and even people who are not your friends. For every view or share this video gets, our friends at Conagra will donate 1 meal to Feeding America. Up to 100,000 meals. What? That is crazy. You just provided a meal from watching this video right now. So learn how you can campaign to fight hunger in your community. ChildHungerEndsHere.com. We're all just little people who want to make a big difference. We team up together, we can make an even bigger difference. So get to it. Let's make sure during Year of the Kid, no kids face hunger. Now, if you excuse me, I got some dancing to do.